Welcome to the live stream. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this as well. All right, we will get started here in a few after this intermission. But we got some good stuff to talk about today. We have some good stuff to chat about today. We have some good stuff to chat about today. All right. Just gonna let people get inside the live stream and then we'll start. Mm-mm. Let people get in the live stream, then we'll start, okay? I know you guys see the cues, man. I know some of y'all getting scared. Look at the fear and greed. Look at the fear and greed, man. Pull this up. Dang, extreme fear. What I'm what I'm what I'm concerned about, how we're in extreme fear, but this is literally at 0.95. This is crazy. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. I mean, there's a lot of people are getting in the calls right here. How do you do long in oil stock? I told you, oil's been done. Oil's done. Don't try to go long in oil, man. Oil's done. But if you look at, we'll look at oil. We'll look at CVX. We'll look at all the. We'll look to see if you can catch a bounce anytime soon. But I don't like oil. I think oil, it's topped out. It's done. But what I'm confused about is how is this at 0.95 and we're in extreme fear? That's weird to me. But anyways, let's get into some of the analysis that we will be talking about today. So if you guys look at the cues right now, okay, we're currently dipped down quite a bit. Some of you guys are getting scared, etc. To me, this is a great buying opportunity, especially with some of the things that I'm about to explain with you today. But the reason why I like this level and the reason why I have this green line right here is because some of you guys remember this is the swing low to swing high from where we started taking off from last time. So this entire leg up that you see right here, this is the swing low. This is the swing high, okay? So if you come over here, draw the fibs, it's sitting in this buy area at 1400 at 14,000 on the Qs. Now, once the Q starts once Nasdaq starts breaking down from 14,000, then we'll start seeing we'll start seeing 330s on the Qs, etc. And that should be interesting. But right here, if you're trying to short, you're a late bear at this point. You might as well wait for some sort of retracement to the upside, which would pretty much take you back to 14,600. The next green line that we have up here. So that's what I'm thinking about for the Qs. I mean, it'll take you back into this rejection zone, and then we'll kind of have to see what happens right there. I'm still very, very bullish. I just think this is a temporary pullback for a later bull trend extraordinary rally, because we still got people trying to time, like, we're in extreme fear. This is what I mean. We're in extreme fear, but we got people trying to time the bottom at crazy levels. Like, this should not be at 0.95 if we're in extreme fear and we're going down rapidly. Like, it just shouldn't. But we have people trying to time the bottom. We got people trying to dip by, etc., which is cool. But you want to see this really spike up and get back above 1.10 like you had in March, like you had back in December. That's when we can really get loud and be like, oh yeah, we about to buy some car, we about to go crazy. Okay, but until then, it's leaps equity on the long side, and trading in between. But that's what I think about the Qs right now. I think we are in a bounce level. It's kind of dumb to short right here. Until you at least get more of a retracement to the upside, which we're kind of getting in after hours anyways. I mean, we're up 0.54%. So that's interesting. The next thing I want to look at is the dollar, and then we'll look at some individual stocks. I know somebody came in here talking about oil, and I want to look at Tesla as well. Some people talking about Tesla. So just put in the comments what you want to look at, and we'll look at it, okay? But if you look at the dollar as well, The dollar has been sitting in a rejection zone. I told you guys not to be overly bearish until you see this actually, breaking out of this rejection zone. It's literally just been sitting here, reject after reject, and the top was around 107.30. So nothing has changed for the dollar. It's just been rejecting this level. So we have to see if it changes this week, next week, or whenever it changes. But it's in a rejection zone. It continues to reject right here. So nothing's changed for the dollar. Anyways, let's move on. Let's try to look at. I was just about to go live, but I wasn't even gonna go live. Like I was gonna build a watch list for the Discord community and just call it a day. But then I was like, man, I might as well go live. Start the Sunday live stream. Was gonna do the Sunday live stream on Monday, but I'm gonna just do the Sunday live stream now, and let's get into it. We got some people that want to look at Bitcoin, Tesla, Amazon. All right. But before we get into anything, you guys got to run up the likes. We only got 360 likes in here. Like this TikTok and like the YouTube video. That's the only way we're gonna really get started. When would you turn bearish? When the Q starts retracing below 280, the 280s, 285-ish, 280s, really, like below here, 277. That's when we're like, okay, we might make a new low for the year, but we still have, like, some of you guys, like, a lot of people don't realize how much we actually rallied and how this retracement isn't even that crazy. Like, if we go from the bottom since December all the way up until where we topped out in July, that's 49% move versus the 11.7% drop we had. So it's not even a 50%. Like a 50% would really take you, to like 316, 320. So the rally that we had was so crazy to where it's like, to me, I'm still bullish. But anyways, ARK, I love ARK. 280, that's a full recession. No, it's not. 280 is not a full recession. Look, like, some of you guys need to put things into perspective. Put this into perspective. How is 280 a recession? Now, there is certain factors, This is the same thing people were saying back over here. That's why it's like, come on, man. But let's look at Tesla. Let's take a look at Tesla. I know a lot of people want to look at Tesla. Under 400 this week. I quit trading after losing 40K. None of y'all on my level for real. I guess, bro. You lost 40 bands. All right. If you look at Tesla, this is actually sitting in a unique spot to me, a very unique spot. And why I can't be bearish coming into next week on Tesla. I'm gonna tell you exactly why. I can't be bearish at least until it comes back below 202. Once it starts going below 202 or breaking some levels of support around 205, really like 205, which is only $2 away, that's when you can start turning a bit more bearish. But you have some bull diversions forming on the daily, and then you come over here to the weekly, and this is a morning star pattern that we talk about a whole lot on this live stream. We talk about morning stars a lot. And I'm gonna show you guys real quick, just so we're on the same page, and just so you know what I'm about to talk about. It's sitting in a nice morning star formation. A morning star. This is a morning star. So if you come over here and look at Tesla, it's sitting in the exact same formation that it had, in April. In April, right here, where it made that lower low, it made this lower low. So coming into next week, you want to make sure it actually closes below 202. And I'm actually thinking Tesla looks very good on a weekly time frame to just take a risk. Like, this is all risk to reward at the end of the day. And I'm very happy with taking a risk to reward call play on Tesla because it's sitting in a nice risk to reward area to where if I'm wrong, I'm not even that wrong. And if I'm right, I'm really right. So I like Tesla heading into next week, just looking at the weekly. It literally looks exactly like what we had previously, so it's worth a try. But let's look at smaller time frames. We had an inside daily candle, which is interesting. And then we come over here to the hourly and 4 hour, and it has massive bull divergence. So for me to be bearish on Tesla, it would need some hourly closes below 405, below this support that you're seeing right here. So Tesla to me is in an excellent risk to reward position, and you would only have to stop out once it starts hourly closing below 204. Love it. Bull divergence, 4 hour. There's a lot of stuff matching up on here. I like it. I like it. I like it. So that's what I think about Tesla, man. Even on the 8 hour, like the 8 hour, I love looking at bull divergence on the 8 hour. So I want to see who's bearish and bullish on Tesla. Put in the comments if you're bearish and bullish on Tesla. I want to see how many people are bearish and bullish on Tesla, and then because sentiment is a thing inside of this market. Now we do only have we got a small sample size, but I'm so bullish. All right, all right. Tesla going down, bearish on. Okay, so it's kind of like no new highs. I'm bullish on Tesla. Bull, bull, bull. Gonna hit 220 again this week. Okay, I lost my ass, so better be bullish. Yeah, so we got some bears and some bulls. So we'll have to see. I'm liking it to the call side. You have the morning star, good risk to reward on the call side, because if you're trying to go to the put side, I mean it. Not to say it can't continue to go down, because that's not how markets work. But a bounce is possibly due, just based off the bull divergence we're seeing now. Unless the market makers are just on some BS and they just faking people out, faking bulls out, etc. Then yeah, we gotta, that's something completely different. But I'm liking to bounce back to 244. I am. What do they say? Buy when others are fearful, sell when others are greedy, and we're sitting in extreme fear. So you guys know me, I'm a big bull. But anyways, let's move on. I think Tesla looks good though. Did you do Apple already? No, we didn't do Apple, but I do want to look at Apple. Tesla burns everybody. That ish doesn't not retrace. I mean, we'll have to see, man. I'm not a market maker. I'm just analyzing this stuff, and if we're looking at Tesla, it is in a nice risk to reward position to where you don't lose that much if you're wrong. If you're actually playing by the, if you actually have rules while you're trading, you're not losing that much. If you get in a Tesla, like if we get a spike down on Tesla in the morning, I think that's un poquito. There's no fear yet. We're still on greed. That's not true. We're in extreme fear. But it's a weird market right now, because we are, like, if you look at the put and calls, when I love looking at calls and I literally scream calls from the rooftop, is when we do go above 1.10, like we saw in March. You guys remember when I was live in March, like we saw in December. You guys remember I was live in December, and we're going down, even though we're going down on the put and call options, even when the market is going down. So that tells me that a lot of people still are trying to look for calls. So that's concerning for the bull side. But I will say, like, if you look back in March anyways, that was the story while we were going up. We were sitting in 0.88, 0.96 so I don't want to put too much weight on that. That's just a tool in the toolbox we can look at every once in a while. But yeah. Anyways, let's look at Apple. Apple, man, oh man, oh man. Apple, we're getting some retracements of a lifetime, if you ask me. Now, I do want to see how far it could potentially go. And it says it could potentially get back to 152 on the fibs on a huge time frame. Like that's a big time frame. But if we look at smaller time frames, me personally, I think Apple might just be ready for some sort of bounce. You take it from the last retracement it had, which was right here back at 144, like when I was talking about it a whole lot. I have YouTube videos and TikToks when I was really hammering Apple down people's throat, like, yo, look at Apple, bro. Apple is about to take off. And it did take off. And now you're getting it back in that retracement zone that, like I said, there's a lot of good risk to reward on these positions, because if we don't bounce right here for a lot of these stocks, like Apple is going to end up retesting 160s and 155s, etc. The thing about Apple that you need to be concerned about though is that it has earnings, and earnings is either going to rocket it or it's gonna flop it. So we're gonna have to see. I don't want to put too much technical analysis on Apple just yet. But if we were just talking TA, it looks bullish to me. I mean, you got massive bull divergence happening ever since it's been falling. Like, since Apple has been having its downturn, this thing has been having an upturn, and is bull divergence right now in a buy area. So there's a lot going right for Apple right now. And me personally, I think coming into next week, I'm gonna be more bullish than bearish. But it has earnings, so who really cares? Earnings is gonna come out. It's gonna pump up. $10 it's gonna dump $10, pump $10. It don't matter. So there's not really a point of messing with Apple unless you're 3 people. You got equity. You're trying to get some leaps, or you're a gambler. Or you're a gambler. There's only 3 people that should be messing with it. Like day traders, I wouldn't even mess with it because the contracts are juiced. Contracts, IVs is pumped. No point. Somebody said you're catching falling knives. This would not be a falling knife. This wouldn't be considered I mean, you gotta put stuff into perspective. And when it's up like this, like, let me just show you, bro. This thing is up. Let's see. It is up 70. It's up 59% on the year, versus the 16% retracement that it had. So, at least until this can retrace, below 30%, I'll be like, okay, yeah, yeah. Until it can really, make the 137, that'd make more sense for me to be like, yeah, like, we have to see, bro. Controlled dip. If you know, you know. I have 20 calls. You got 20 calls on what? All right, what are we looking at? What stock are we looking at next? We're trying to build a watch list for tomorrow, and we're trying to see what's going to happen with this market. Now, one stock that I do think that looks very, very nice, and that I'm looking to purchase, one that we've been talking about for quite some time. The OGs know we were calling it over here, and now that it's getting some sort of retracement, I'm starting to like it once again. We got CrowdStrike. Let me look at CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is sitting. Let me see, man. CrowdStrike is sitting in a nice buy area. You can't ignore. Like, this is what I mean. We might just have some sort of relief. I'm not gonna say all that. I'm no Einstein. I'm no market. I don't have a crystal ball. But if we're looking at a lot of this stuff, I mean, this thing is hidden bull divergence. And some of you guys don't even know what that is, but this thing's hidden bull diverging to where the low was right here, and it's making a lower low, but it's higher. It's a higher high right here. So I'm very interested in CrowdStrike sitting in a nice buy area. Let me check some lower time frames. Yeah, I mean, we have to see. Even if you got in the calls right here, you just got to stop out at one below 172. So I'm interested in CrowdStrike. Somebody said, "Bull." We're in extreme fear. Watch for 404 for next critical resistance if we break down. Are you only looking at FANG? No, we're not only looking at FANG, but Amazon. Let's look at Amazon. Let's take a look at Amazon. We'll look at Amazon, and then we'll look at ARK, because I think ARK is one that is the dollar cost average opportunity. Okay, if you look at Amazon's a very, very interesting case, because last earnings it went crazy. The estimates, it blew out estimates. This earnings, it went crazy. It blew out estimates again. So for Amazon, you don't want to short this one until you get a breakdown back below where you had that huge breakdown. Remember, at 123. That's the only way I'd look to short Amazon, is if it does start going back below 123, because then it can retest 118. It has clear area to do so. Okay? So that's the main thing I'm going to be paying attention to for Amazon. And I'm definitely not going to be looking to buy up here inside of resistance. You guys know that's never the smart thing to do. You want to wait for some sort of retracement. And to me, that retracement, will be around that 123 area. You want to take the good risk to reward area when it comes back down here to see what it does. Okay, up here you don't mess with it inside of resistance. That's just the smaller time picture that I'm looking at for Amazon. I'd love to see it make an inverse type of head and shoulders. Let me. It's getting messy. I'd love to see it make a sort of inverse head and shoulders. I don't like buying at these resistances. That's never smart thing to do. So I would like it at 124, 125. Now, will it get there? Who knows? I mean, the NASDAQ is up, 50% in after hours. So we'll have to see. Spot 500, buy the dip. He understands. This dude knows what he gets it. He understands, man. And what's funny about this period right now that we're going through, right now, you're going to be able to tell who flip-flops and who sticks with their thesis until the thesis is not their thesis anymore. There's people that be like, oh, it's going up, I'm bullish now. Oh, it's going down, I'm bearish now. No, like we're gonna, you know. Now, of course, you can trade. I'm just saying. Of course, you could trade in the meantime. You could be bullish and bearish while you're trading. But god damn, what you think the market gonna do? You know, in the next 3 months, longer term picture. Should I be dollar cost averaging? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, but I do love Amazon. I'm just saying, Amazon has had amazing earnings time and time again. Amazon, nothing has changed for my what I believe Amazon's gonna do, especially when you look at what it's doing on a monthly time frame. This is a doji on a monthly time frame. This is actually a very bullish candle. So I'm liking Amazon, man. All right, next thing we're gonna look at is ARC. ARC, put in the comments what you want to look at next. If you time it right, I would like. I'm looking at the comments. Wow, ARC has been getting smacked in the neck. ARC has been getting smacked in the neck. But if you guys remember, this is one that I'm telling you to buy equity in. To buy equity in. Or, you know, some 2024, late 2024 calls or 2025 calls. But ARC to me it's been dumping a whole lot. It's in for some sort of relief rally. You look at all this divergence that's been happening on Amazon. I just can't be. I mean, on ARC, I just can't be bearish on ARC. I love ARC. I love what Kathy Woods is doing, and it's sitting in a nice buying area. Now she, you know, she does buy. Let's just see what she bought real quick, man. Let's see what she bought. Let's see what she bought, man. This is what you guys got to realize is that this is an ETF that'll give you massive rewards if you're patient enough. This is the new Nasdaq in a sense that the Nasdaq doesn't really put innovative companies in their ETF anymore. They more so put, you know, like the Amazons and Apples and Microsofts. Like, we already know that stuff. We know tech is going to go crazy. But ARK, in a sense, puts more innovative things inside of their ETFs. You know, they got tissue develop. You know, they got all kinds of crazy things in there. Metaverse, crazy stuff. So this is one that's going to give you massive rewards, in my opinion, if you're patient enough. If you sit here and endure the craziness. But if you look at what Kathy Woods has been buying since October 27th, she this is very recent. On Friday, she came into the market and bought TSM. Okay, semiconductor. Square. We got to talk about Square. I think Square looks absolutely amazing. AMD. She's buying semiconductors. AMD. Roku, Toast, interesting. Selling some Coinbase. Okay. Yeah, I mean, she buying some stuff. She buying some stuff. She buying some stuff, that's for sure. Somebody said, this is actually funny, I gotta do this one. Somebody said the only thing disruptive about her ETF is the disruption of your wealth. That's actually hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. I'm down on ARK. But guess what? We're going to come back in 3, 4, 5 years. And what do you know? It's back at all-time highs because I believe that, you know, disruption, she believes in disruption. If you actually read what she puts in her, she puts out newsletters. I'm done talking about ARK after this, but she puts out newsletters that are actually great. Like, she talks about Bitcoin and robo-taxis. All right. It ain't got time for 4 years. I ain't got time for 4 years. Well, guess what? There's other plays for you. Like, this isn't the only play for. Like, why do you guys think you gotta get into one thing and one thing only, and that's it? Like, no, there's a bunch of other things for you, man. If this isn't for you, then cool. Cool. It's not for you then. All right. Anyways, is Tom Lee the host of this? I'm weak. All right, bro. What site was you on? All right. Can you please do Alphabet? Yes, let's do Google, man. Let's do Google. Let's get back into the stocks. You know, I went on my little Kathy Woods scenario and, you know, we played that out, but let's get back into the stocks. If you look at Google right now, you got to look at where it broke out from. Or the swing low from where it broke out from, which is right here. And then you take the Fibonacci and you put it right here. Remember last week I was telling you, I wanted at 118. 118 or even like right here. You can never time the exact bottom for stocks. And for something like Google, to me, this is a very good buying opportunity for Google. I mean, it even had a pin bar on a daily time frame. So if we're looking at Google, I'm looking to get leaps right here for 2024 in July. I like it right here. I really do. It's inside of the Fibonacci golden retracement. The only thing that would make this better is if I got it at 118, 119. And that would be kind of trying to bottom time because it's sitting in an amazing support area. This is where you got to remember. This is where you had that wick right here and it dumped, and then it finally broke out, went crazy. Then you had it really dump right here, dumped, and then it came back up and retraced. It didn't get past the retracement. It dumped again. So, and then it finally got above. You had a lot of consolidation, then it broke above. And now you're getting that retest. So right here is a very, very critical level for Google because this is where it has broken up and went crazy. This is where it has broken down and went crazy. This is where it has consolidated and went crazy. So right here at this 122, 119 level, I'll give it a little bit of leeway. This is a very important level for Google, and the risk to reward on the cost side is very much there, considering it just fell. Let's see, considering it just fell 20% or 14%. Sorry. So for Google, I would have to say I like calls coming in the next week, and a lot of the stuff we saw anyways. Like we saw Apple in the buying area, we saw Tesla in the buying area. To me, I don't know if people are trying to buy. I don't know if there's a mass percentage of people trying to buy the dip or how bullish people are. All I know right now is that the TA is TAing. Like there's a lot of bounce areas coming up, big earnings coming up to where do you really want to short, something like Google that kind of follows the market anyways when Apple has earnings. Let's take a look at the earnings calendar really quick. Because what I just said is very important. Like you don't want to go too crazy and trying to short something when something like Apple has earnings and TSM and a bunch of just huge companies have these earnings, because these companies like if Microsoft goes crazy, more than likely, if Microsoft goes crazy after hours and gaps up 3%, most likely Google is gonna maybe go up $1 or something. All right. But let's see, what earnings do we have this week for the week of October? Make sure you guys follow Earnings Whisper. Great Twitter account if you want to see what earnings is coming up. But we got McDonald's, SoFi, AMD, Pfizer, Caterpillar, CVS, Roku, PayPal, Etsy, Airbnb, which is interesting, Lilly, Shopify, Palantir, Apple, Coinbase, Starbucks. So you see what I'm saying? So Square, that one should be very, very interesting as well. So for something like Google, it's sitting in a nice buying area. Like I said, this is a stock that has either bounced right here or rejected right here and went crazy. It's bull diverging on an hourly time frame where you have all this where it's going down, but it consistently the momentum is shifting. Coming into next week, I like this above maybe 124. Yeah, 124 I think is a good area for Google, because I don't want to mess with the inside of this consolidation area. Like this is really just consolidation. It goes down, comes back up, goes down, comes back up, unless it really like gives us a big wick down to like 120. That's when I get calls. So it either comes down to that 120, 119 area, or I get it above 125 and I'm happy anyway. So that's what I'm looking at for Google, man. Don't come in here and lie, though. Don't come in here and lie. Somebody said, hold on. Somebody said, I went MIA since, wait, that don't make no sense. Since he called out the Bears not to short. That's a lie. So I got to mute you. Because the people that know, like I was live Thursday. I was live Wednesday. I was live Tuesday, Monday. The thing about me is I'm reliable. Now, this person didn't show up. The Bears don't show up when we've been going stupid. So since I've been saying we've been bullish since December, and people were coming in here saying I was wrong, they did not show up until March. They showed up in March, and then they're showing up again now. You guys understand that? Me, I'm very reliable. I don't care if it goes up, if it goes down. I'm going to show up. Why? Because I respect you guys too much. I'm not going to say something and then disappear. I'm not going to say something that disappear, or, if I'm wrong. Like, people are wrong. It just so happened that I've been right this entire year, and I'll end up being wrong if we do end up making new lows, which is cool. Cool, But anyways, let's move on. Exactly. No one is perfect. Respect to take a position. He was live on the bloodiest day. See, like even the comments is like even Artie coming in here. He, you know what I'm saying? So don't come in here and lie. Don't lie though. All right. If I'm wrong, I lose money. All right. Thank you for doing Google. Yeah, no problem. Still waiting on Hang Seng. Let's look at Hang Seng, man. Let's look at the Hang Seng. The Hang Seng has actually been holding up pretty well considering what we've been doing inside the market. I'm actually impressed with the Hang Seng. And I'm before I went live, I was actually thinking of looking at China stocks. I think China stocks, we've been saying it for a while, and it's just been chopping and not doing jack nothing. But maybe it's time. You know what I'm saying? This is where it moved last year in November 1st. Some of you guys remember we caught this insane move on PDD when I went live in November, and PDD was like at $40. Let's see what PDD was. We'll come back to Hang Seng. PDD was, yeah, it was oh wait, no. It was, yeah, it was at $47 where Hang Seng dipped a whole bunch and then it had that huge entire gap up. And then, you know, it's topped out, and then I said buy again down here because it was in the trend. But the thing with the Hang Seng right now is last year, like the same exact time last year, this is where it had that huge gap up. So maybe the Hang Seng could have some potential news that's coming out. You know, October's ending. This is where it rallied exactly 1 year ago. It's sitting in a buy area. This is a buy area for Hang Seng. If we just draw the fibs. And it's bull diverging massively. So for me to come in here and say I'm bearish on the Hang Seng, I've never been bearish on the Hang Seng. I think the Hang Seng is very bullish. It's just waiting for its perfect opportunity because a lot of people are still watching it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's people that are watching the Hang Seng, trying to time the Hang Seng. That's why I'm telling you guys, equity and building up a diversified portfolio is the way better route to go than just trying to trade every single day. Because you don't really got a timer. You just gotta see what the bigger picture is talking about, and more often than not, stocks just go up and to the right, especially if you're buying some good ones like an ETF, like Visa, like McDonald's, like Google, etc. You guys know. But Hang Seng, I do still like it, and me personally, I needed to break above 17,400, this level right here, and then it'll, maybe it'll get a nice little rally. But until then, I don't want to put too much emphasis on it. This is the Hang Seng is one that's very unpredictable. It's been sitting here chopping. But with what I said, where October ended up being the bottom last year, and November 1st is where it just went absolutely stupid. We got to put some weight on that. Like some of you guys remember, this thing went absolutely stupid. November 1st, right here, and so could we get something like that again? Possibly. I'm actually interested in looking at some China stocks because of that. Like if you look at Alibaba, it's quiet. This is when this is when you have to love the market, when a lot of these stocks are quiet. Like if you want, let me show you. This is the time. I'm not gonna say it's right now. Let me chill. I'm not gonna say next week we're gonna go absolutely crazy, but the time is when not a lot of people are even focused on it. This person on game though. He said Baba will easily retouch $90 by early 2024. Now that's a very conservative price target. I'm not gonna lie. That's like, all right, yeah, duh. It's like $5. We can have one pump day and it get to $90. It's very conservative, bro. But yeah, like it's quiet. Like you don't really see much craziness going on when you search Baba. And I'm sure some of you guys haven't been hearing from anybody talking about Baba or China stocks. Like you guys heard so much of it talked about, maybe like in June or May, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm very tapped in. Somebody said look at MSTR. What you know about MSTR, man? You know that's our favorite stock on here. But if you look at Baba and the Hang Seng, because the Hang Seng and Baba, they're together. Hope you guys like. Baba's a China stock. If you look at Baba, I like it. I really like it. I like it. It's uptrending now. It's been uptrending since October 13th. Now, one level that I would be making sure it does cross back above is 85.80, which is its fib retracement, which would be the perfect retracement. But other than that, I mean, it looks good. And It's sitting at a nice bounce level where you see it right here, where it bounced right here that last time and went, to where that dude's price target was $90. So I actually like Baba coming in the next week. This is a very good, like, even if we zoom out right here, this is where, like, dang, this is where it bounced this time, broke down and went to where it was right here. Bounce right here heavy, bounce right here. So this level for Baba, I'm actually very interested in. And this is probably one that I'm going to be watching for next week because the risk to reward is absolutely there. You just got to stop out below $82, which is 82 cents away. So I like it, man. I like it, man. I like it. Comment what stocks you guys want to look at. I'll probably look at a few more, and then we'll call it a night because we looked at some great things. We gave some great analysis. And MSTR is one that you don't need any analysis for something like MSTR. You really don't. You just have to dollar cost average into this one. Trust and believe that this is going to get to 3,000, okay? And we've been saying that for quite some time. And the people that have been listening, they've been making stupid amounts of bread. Stupid amounts of bread. I've been making stupid amounts of bread on something like MSTR. This is a stock that you have to have in your portfolio. You have to have. You have to have. I mean, even if we zoom out, let me go to the monthly. No, I like the weekly better. If you look at the weekly, this thing is inverse head and shouldering. I love it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. MSTR Buttcoin. He said Buttcoin. He said Buttcoin. All right, bro. You got it. I'm not trying to convince anyone, you know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm buying. This is what I'm buying and what I like. I'm not going to come in here and try to convince you. If you think it's garbage, you think it's garbage. It is what it is. I got a stock no one cares about. What do you think about Square? Will it go to 80? Look, man, I don't know. I like Square. I think it could possibly. Can you check out the Dow Jones? Yes, we can check out the Dow Jones. So, Dow Jones has been dumping. I remember we were looking at it up here when it broke out. This ended up being a fake breakout. How crazy. And then, it just crashed. So if we're looking at, the first thing I want to draw up is this. And if you look at it, it hasn't even retested, the 50% retracement, which is the golden ratio. It hasn't even went there and retested. So that's very interesting. But it is like, look at this. Like, you don't want to catch a falling knife. Since you don't want to catch a falling knife, you don't want to try to time. You don't want to try to get in the puts either. You don't want to try to ride a wave that you missed. You missed this wave. You missed it. You missed it hard. There was times to get in. You could have got in on the retracement right here. So for something like the Dow Jones, in the short term, you definitely want to see some sort of retracement, mainly because this thing is trying to bull diverge. The momentum is trying to shift on the Dow Jones. And there's absolutely no way I'd look to try to short Dow Jones right here, at least until it could come back up and give you something like this or, So it's actually interesting. I want to try to find some Dow Jones stocks. Visa. I want to look at Visa. Damn. I wonder what broke. Well, might have to call it a night. Might have to call it a night. Something done broke in my house. Alright, he said, damn, what was that? Yeah, what was that? Nah, for real. Alright, if we look at Visa, Visa's another one that I'm very interested in coming in tomorrow. This is one that has an amazing entry point. Look at this. Like, this is why it's hard to be bearish coming into this week, because even, I don't know why it had this wick right here, but whatever this wick is, and then right here you had I'm loving Visa. Like, look at Visa. Look at Visa. Visa looks great. And you don't have to worry about earnings. And it has some bull divergence on it. Yo. These are the stocks you have to love, because if you're wrong, you're not wrong that big. You're not wrong that big. But if you're right, you're really, 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 really right. So something like someone breaking in. That was the Dow Jones breaking. All right, y'all got jokes. Y'all got jokes on Sunday, man. All right, that's cool. But anyways, I do want to leave it right there. Something like Visa is absolutely made. We looked at the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones is absolutely cooked up. We're looking at Visa, and Visa has massive bull divergence on the daily time frame. I like Visa. I really do. I really do. Let's look at the monthly though. Yeah, like it looks good. It looks good. But anyways, I want to make sure you guys are all inside of the Discord. The price. Look, man, we've been giving so much bangers consistently on a. Look, if you're not in the Discord and you think what I call on here is what I'm getting into, you're most likely not getting into the right thing. Okay. Literally, we went 6 for 6. We've been 6 for 6, and that's been throughout 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks, we went 6 for 6. We don't get into that. Well, I don't get into that many plays, and also the other people inside the Discord, the admin, we don't get into that many plays, but we make sure they're quality. And if you're looking, look, I even had to put this. I had to put a disclaimer. I said, if you're looking for a call out every 5 seconds, leave, bro. We only give quality. Look at the past 6 weeks. We've been 6 for 6. So this upcoming week, we're looking to continue the streak. We're looking to go absolutely crazy. But in like an hour, I will be increasing the price on our subscription. That's just, is what it is. But make sure you guys are following this account. Make sure you're inside the Discord is free. You can hop in the Discord, go to the link in the bio. Make sure you're also following the Twitter, okay? Follow the Twitter, man. Follow the Twitter. But I hope you guys enjoy this live stream, man. I tried not to spam the socials. I gave you guys 40 minutes of free information, free content that's actually accurate. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this live stream, man. And I'll talk to you guys later. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm out. Peace. Twitch. What's Twitch talking about? Nada. They're not talking about nada. All right, Twitch.